Ooh, the sun's really bright in my eyes right now. I'm going to go outside really soon because I'm going to do my tests on this knife. This is the Real Steel Bushcraft 2, and it's the newest edition, which has no different labels or anything. It just has better options on the sheath for how you can mount the sheath to your to a belt or to something else. This isn't a survival type of knife. This is definitely and specifically a bushcrafting knife with D2 steel, a nice big heavy blade. I'll give you all the specifics on the length, the thickness of the spine, the length of the handle, the thickness of the handle, the weight of it. And I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to run some tests on this. Today is right at the freezing point. That's 0 degrees Celsius. That's what it is outside right now, but it is calm and sunny, and it is 3:15 p.m. and it will be dark in an hour and a half here. So I need to go outside right now and record some footage about this knife, because it's only going to get colder this winter. Colder, colder, colder. So please stick around before I freeze my buns off. All right, here we are outside, right at the freezing point. We don't have snow yet, but it'll be here soon. And yes, I'm a Canadian. I got a t-shirt and this hoodie on, and that's about it. I'm wearing pants. Honest, I am. I think you can see that from this angle. So here's this nice light Kydex sheath, a nice Coyote color. I like it a lot. And let's begin our test with some batoning. I've said in other videos, my perspective on batoning is I'm not fond of it. Even though a knife can do it, I'd prefer to use a hatchet or even a froe, because that's what they're for, that is. But sometimes you might get stuck outside and all you have, you're out in the wilderness or something, and all you've got with you is your bushcraft knife, and you need to make a fire. So you find some wood and you see if you can take it into pieces. There's a lot of good knots in this, and I would have more power if I was standing up. Whew, that sprung apart when it came through that knot. So you can see a couple of the knots that I went through. Here we go. Let's try a feather stick. It cuts quite well. It digs into this wood with a lot of control. It almost digs too aggressively if I don't watch myself. I'm not the best feather stick maker. I'm still learning. And this knife is certainly adequate for making feather sticks. No problem there at all. Now, this is what I tend to do. Everybody does it differently. I tend to do feather sticks like this, and then I leave a piece that's together, and I make several of those as my kindling bundle. It's just the way I do it. I know I might be doing it the wrong way. I might be doing it the right way. I'm just doing it my way. All right, let us see how well I can make, just, like trying to make a little notch. And I tend to use a little bit of assistance when I can. I'm using a lighter piece than what I had for my batoning because I want a little more control here. was snowing yesterday. And I was starting to think, you know, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas everywhere I notch. It's pretty easy. It's working quite well. Yeah, I can't move through that knot that easy. You know, and depending on what angle I approach the edge at, you know, perpendicular, bit of an angle, I'll get different kind of tinder. So yeah, that works quite well to make some nice small tinder. For this one, let's actually begin by cleaning this up a bit. I don't have an awful lot of control this way, but this is a piece of that apple again. There we go. Yeah, not the best for chopping. Got to use something else for that. But I'm all for using the least energy possible, so if I can just do this, that's what I do instead of chopping it off. All right, so let's start nice and thin here. That's probably a little over 3/4 of an inch. 3 wax does that. Remember, this is hardwood. So if it only took 3 wax for that, let's try this piece. This piece is a bit over an inch 1.25 in diameter, I would say. Yeah, it turned. I'm going a bit on an angle here. You can see where I turned partway through, but that's a nice hard piece of apple. Oh, there's that hole if I didn't show the close-up before. What I'm trying to do now is see if anything will happen to the edge in terms of damage. There's no edge damage yet. This piece of wood has got a lot of knots in it that I have to work through, and it is pretty hard. My fellow Canadians are already aware of this, but the growing season being much shorter here in Canada than it is in the United States, sort of, you know, very much like what it is in Northern Europe, the growth rings on wood are much smaller, making the hardwoods quite a bit harder than they are for our American friends. And as you can see, I'm always cutting. No, I'm not always. I try to cut away from myself instead of towards my thumb, which I have a band-aid on. Not bad. Let's see. So looking at this edge and feeling it, it is still very sharp. I'm going to go get some paper and we'll try a cut test. Well, here I have a receipt, and it's been in the garage, and it's been fairly humid for the last little while, and humid paper doesn't cut that well. And receipt paper is actually a little bit trickier to cut than newsprint. Look at that. After that chopping, after that cutting of wood, it cuts receipt paper just fine. No problems at all. So this light cardboard doesn't offer any resistance, and look how clean that cut line is. Yep, this is a good knife. If you're looking for a bushcraft knife, I've tested a few, probably about 9 in the last month and a half. The videos will be spaced out more than that. I won't do more than one fixed blade a week. I might do less than one fixed blade a week. I just recorded them all in the fall before it got too cold. It's very sharp. The tip is very good. Not super good. I would like it to be just a little bit sharper at the tip. But the tip is quite good. The grind is even, and it keeps its edge, and it goes through wood. And it looks good doing it. You know, I like that nice red highlight in those liners on this full tang knife. D2 steel, really good steel that's been around for quite a while. No problems with that at all. The jimping's actually functional. It doesn't feel too aggressive. It feels good in the bare hand. This is a bang-up job that Real Steel did with this knife. I'm thinking about getting the folding version of this. I really like to thank you for watching. I thank you for supporting this channel. I hope you are a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that a lot. It would help me out in some, well, I won't get into all the ways that it will actually genuinely help me out. But thank you for that. If you like this video, please click on like down in the lower right hand corner, lower left hand corner, and share. No, like is in the lower right hand corner, share is in the lower left hand corner, and the comments are immediately below. Don't forget to click on see more to see the full description and see where you can buy one of these knives. And there's several places. I bought this one in the US and picked it up. I had it shipped to my sister in Nebraska, and I picked it up from her there. I really, really like this knife. This knife is not going anywhere. This will not be a giveaway. Not ever. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, always cut towards your chum and not your... Don't cut towards your thumb. You're going to get to wear a Band-Aid if you do. Or worse. Bye now.